starting point needs to come from also what Scania is, a heavy vehicle manufacturer for many years. Obviously, take a lot of pride in making sure that the engines are as efficient as they can. But also looking into our decarbonisation journey, we put out a stake towards 2025 already to make sure that we drive down our emissions in our operations, but also in the use phase. And concluding that in terms of emissions, we have 96% of the total emissions in the tailpipe perspective when our customers use our vehicles. So in that sense, it's a huge task to shift the sales to electrification. And we target to have 50% of our sales already in 2030 in Europe towards electrification. But with that said, shifting from combustion engine over to electrification, we also see that there is a shift of where the emissions come from. And with that said, we have our hotspot materials. And the hotspot materials are for sure steel, cast iron, aluminum, and batteries. And they, in fact, constitute almost 80% of the total emissions then from that manufacturing process. So those are important. And since a couple of years back, we have also looked into how in the world can we decarbonize these materials. Also acknowledging the fact that fossil-free steel, for example, is not available in the market. There were limited demand, but also very limited supply. And therefore, one of our strategies has been to also sign offtake agreements with partners that are keen to make that supply happen. So I think that's one thing to conclude here. And over to you, Juan, then later on that. Second thing around energy, I think what we have done over the last years is to really make sure that whatever we produce, it needs to come from green electricity, and making sure that that's almost the easy thing. It's not easy, but it's almost the easy thing. But the energy that goes into our production and the overall operations of the company need to get down. And we're on 43% now towards our target on 50% for 2025. But it doesn't stop there, right? Every 10th year, we need to halve the emissions in order to follow the carbon law. So that will, the direction is clear, I would say, but also concluding that we cannot do this alone. We want to drive the shift towards a sustainable transport system, but we cannot do it alone.